13 minutes. I'm Paul Goon, and I stepped on a dead mouse outside. This week I'm hanging out with something involving a monkey. What's up, guys?
Hi.
Did you step on a dead mouse out there?
Yeah, I realized it.
Yeah, I put that out there because it was crawling around in my attic, and I caught it finally.
A dead
kept
mouse?
me up.
Crawling like a zombie mouse? Was
No,
crawling
it was
around?
alive when
It
you
was
caught
alive when
And
then I caught it.
And you brutalized it and left it outside so the other
Well,
mice
yeah, I
would
was
see what
trying
you...
to feed the owls.
Little bastard.
They eat live mice.
I didn't even see I had all this gear in my hand the first time I walked in.
I'm sorry.
No, don't say sorry. I just had to wipe my feet on the driveway. Thank God it's raining.
Those owls are creepy.
What city do you guys represent?
This is Chester, Tucky.
I'd say Cleveland. I'd
Yeah.
say Cleveland.
It's more Cleveland.
Yeah.
What does the band sound like?
I don't know. Whatever we want it to.
Yeah,
It's
all right.
it's fun conceptually that we can go in any direction whatsoever. We go from like reggae and jazz to like death metal and grindcore to like funk and hip hop to rock and synth pop or whatever we feel like doing at any given time. So
Which it helps as far as like gigs because like we've played with death metal. We've opened up for like death metal acts all the way to playing on jazz or jam festival scene
hippie
shows.
jam bands and punk shows and people's basement. Hi, Krusty.
Yeah, it gives us the ability to play just about anywhere. But
Yeah.
sometimes I think some promoters are like, I don't know what to do with this.
You guys don't fit in here, so we can't put you on this boat.
Yeah. So
Which like those are always my favorite shows. Are shows where like there's multiple bands that don't really sound alike. You get like a stoner rock and a death metal band like in the same bill, and it's just like, yeah, I'm into all of this.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I
People
love
show up
the
for the
mix.
first band and leave. Fuck those people. And the
Yeah,
people are,
fuck
you know,
those people.
and
Show
the
up for the
people-
first band and
I don't
leave.
know the other band. I'm just gonna leave. Like, no, that's not cool.
Fuck you.
So if you're a promoter or event organizer or a booking agent, do not overthink something involving a monkey.
Yeah.
Just throw us on your Polka Fest. We'll make it work.
We'll fit into you. You don't have to worry about us fitting in anywhere. Like,
Looks like I'm throwing a Poco Fest. All right.
Yeah.
I know.
I really want.
I was wondering how I get you guys on the show. That answers my question.
Yeah.
Is there actually a monkey here somewhere? I know that there's like fucking owls and dead rats and shit.
Big
No.
one right there.
There's this guy used to tour with us.
Yeah, we got it.
Don't mind me going off camera real quick here.
Yeah. He doesn't work anymore.
Yes. He lived a hard road life, but he
Yeah.
he
You
used
You gotta force him to clap. He doesn't do it on his own anymore.
yeah. He lost the clap.
Yeah. There's a grill in our merch tote that we usually bust out, but he doesn't work anymore either.
Yeah.
Anything electronic doesn't survive us.
Well, you guys always breaking shit.
It's funny because like
it's
we
there.
need all that electronic stuff to make sound and it like stops working.
Yeah.
My kazoo cut out like the last couple shows. I had to chase that gremlin. All that, like everything breaks. We just break everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Well, I only needed one more light to blind you guys, and
Yeah.
I broke that. So I guess we're all in the same boat here.
Yeah,
That's doing a pretty good
you got
job.
my good. Yeah, you got my good side. So
I've got every side, believe me.
yeah,
Is this the original lineup of the band?
no. So our first drummer Todd, like the band formed when Joe hit me up after Todd and Joe were trying to keep the family riot going to an extent, and the other two members of that band left, and were looking for a bass player, and so the original lineup was me, Joe, and Todd, and then we wrote some stuff, played out in 2011. We're all over the place, and then we started like finalizing our first album and started getting everything together, and like we pretty much all we had was like a title track to write. It was like a 3-part title track, and I had a concept for it. But we played the Mushroom Head Christmas show on December 30th, 2011, and Todd suffered a heart attack at the venue and fell over, and that was it. He was DOA. And I remember like I was watching another band play, and people kept coming up to me and telling me like, your drummer just died. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? And then I I walked outside in the front of Peabody's, and there was the ambulance door was open, and Todd had his shirt completely torn open, and the paramedic came out and like wouldn't make eye contact with anyone, and like I'm just like reeling, like what is happening right now, like everybody's like running up to me and crying and stuff, and I'm like, all right, well I gotta go get Joe, and Joe was upstairs mid conversation with someone. I'm like, yeah, sorry to interrupt. Our drummer just died. We need to go to the hospital. Like, what? Like, everything was just a mess.
Very surreal.
And yeah, that's not. I never heard nothing like that on this show. That's insane.
I remember we all piled into my Jeep, and I had the trailer still hooked up, and then I dropped everyone off the hospital, and I'm like, there's no parking over here for my trailer and everything. I was like, I gotta go drop my trailer off at Joe's house, which is like right down the street, and I'll come back. And then I backed the trailer in the driveway, shut my vehicle off, dropped the trailer, and my Jeep had problems starting. Only when it was like the engine was warm. So the next thing I know, I pulled out of Joe's house and drove like maybe like a 1/10 of a mile down the street, and my Jeep stalled out, and I was just like sitting on the side of the road like everything was fucked up. I just sat there until Joe called me. He's like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "I'm here, and I'm stuck here."
I went to the hospital, and it was like right out of a movie. It was so surreal. Like the doctor came down, and Todd's wife was there, and a few friends, and like basically announced to us that he didn't make it. And I remember yelling at the doctor. I'm like, he was just alive an hour and a half ago, and the doctor was just like, "Sir, I'm not making this up." I'm like, but I can't believe this. It's like, I just played a show with him, you know, and so I ended up walking in the middle of winter, because it was December 30th, from St. Vincent Hospital all the way back to the venue to let Chris Zitterbart and the other people at the show know what happened. So
yeah, at that point, everybody pretty much heard through the grapevine. It was just like some dude just got carted out on a stretcher, and everybody heard who it was and what happened and whatnot. But it's sad because it was like probably the best show we played. Like it was a Christmas show, and we had ran Christmas lights up our cords up to ourselves and wrapped ourselves in Christmas lights.
Oh, that's
decorated
awesome!
Ourselves like Christmas trees. And Todd had these lights on his glasses that he wore that had like they were like DJ glasses that had like the LEDs on them and stuff. And we played a weird set to a pretty full house and had a good time, and that was it.
yeah, there.
And there.
Ed Bates took this picture literally
give it to Biza.
Yeah, about an hour and a half before he passed away. So
yeah, it was like a couple minutes before he died.
That's our remembrance of him. So that was the beginning of the band.
Yeah. So then we found our second drummer was Nick Ritz. He knew Todd, and like we were all hanging out over the summer. He was in town, and I kind of talked Joe into like asking him or nudging him to get in the band, because I remember him and the Happy Rainbow Death and his like quirky, eccentric drum style might really fit, and it kind of did, and he agreed to it, and we pretty much moved him from New York back home to do the band, and we did a couple albums. Well, two albums with him. One was pretty much you have to learn Todd's parts, and then the other one's like, I don't care, you can do whatever. So
yeah, he helped us write dive into the Great Blue Waffle.
He technically did 2 albums, but one we were pretty much had him on a short leash. It was like, nope, Todd did it like that. nope, can't do that. But
he was a good sport.
And then Nick had some health concerns that were kind of interfering with the band, and we ended up parting ways with him right before we found Scott through Craigslist.
You can find a lot of things through Craigslist. Scott, are you a hooker?
I feel like
everything you need in life you can get.
Bargain basement hookup here.
Craigslist is awesome.
Definitely a welcomed addition, because Scott he actually played on a Peru Ubu album back in the day, and if you're familiar with Peru Ubu, I mean that's some pretty weird shit. So
Yeah.
We kind of knew right away that he at least had the mindset, and then we found out real quick he definitely had the drum chops. So that's where we've been ever since.
Yep. And that's how we got here.
That's how I got here, because Scott joined the band. That was it. He joined the band, and then just like the universe magnetized me. That's how I'm here too. Same thing. How many albums have you guys released?
Well, 3, but we're coming up on 4 pretty soon. Our newest album's going to come out in October, finally. We've managed to canceled.
Yeah, is it true that you guys have been canceled by the world, your record label, everybody?
Yeah, what's up with that, Joe?
Well, the album is canceled.
Yeah, the album is canceled.
Yeah, it was canceled. It is canceled.
It will always be canceled.
Which album's your guys' favorite? Is it going to be the one that's coming out? That's what everyone normally says.
Every artist is always going to tell you the newest one.
Yeah, I figure.
I'm sick of the old stuff. But
very, very much so. If I have to play Fuck If I Know Again, Jesus.
yeah,
But I will.
yeah.
What are some of the things you guys write songs about?
Anything. Food. It seems to be a lot of food. Like blue waffles and pudding and ice cream and cookies and
Good stuff.
yeah,
Healthy things.
a lot of food for some reason. But the new album is mostly about like a lot of the social justice crap and the not so much the political climate, but the way of the world today, where we have all these keyboard warriors that want to like cancel stuff and force their opinions on people and degrade people for not agreeing with them, and confirmation bias, where we constantly go out of our way to prove ourselves right at the expense of sometimes facts. And
You lame.
yeah,
Yeah.
You lame.
yeah.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah. The whole idea was to come at it from a neutral perspective, from outside looking in, kind of and then of course using our typical sarcastic humor with it, kind of taking a Frank Zappa approach to the whole thing. So.
Who does your guys' artwork?
On this album, we had 10 different artists.
Yeah, we had everybody do a song pretty much, and we have a whole lyric book that has all the art in it that we've been selling. In lieu of actually doing an album, we decided to do it all on a flash drive because nobody buys CDs anymore. So they all just either get discarded or stuck in someone's car and destroyed or something. So it's like, well, at least on a flash drive, you put it on a computer, put it on your phone. You can, not even modern radios, you can even just plug it into.
You can even delete it off the flash drive. And just do
Yeah,
something
you sure
else.
can.
Yeah.
Load it up with porn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny to delete the anti-porn song and then put a bunch of porn on it. And yeah, whatever you want to do, it's yours at that point,
At least you guys are good sports.
Yeah, I'm not here to try to like control anyone else's life or tell them how they should be or what they should do, but like I've always been about like spreading information and making people think in some ways, where it's like, like even we write like some of our like crazier off the wall songs, even then you gotta look at it from a perspective of like, what if this was real, or what if things are like this, or like, are people really stalking you on the internet, or is there really ways to put voices in your head, or is the world really the way that I depicted, or
You need to go to bed earlier.
Yeah. And what do you do when you don't have any ice cream?
yeah, we're putting
Is pudding hard to clean off of shit?
yeah
45 minutes to film, all day to clean.
yeah.
Yeah, I fucking
That's what I learned from that day.
The funniest part of that is
You guys are not welcome at my house.
at the time, like, I showed up without a change of clothes, and we did that, and then Joe goes and takes a shower. Nick ran upstairs and took a shower, and I'm, like, cleaning pudding off the ceiling, like, I did not think this through. Oh, my God.
That was, like, all I could think when I was watching that
Yeah.
video. It was just like, oh, my God, the
Yeah.
mess that they're making right now. The song is great, but the pudding mess just completely,
Yeah.
hypnotized me and
I
distracted
had to,
me.
like, power wash the drum set and things, like.
Power one.
Yeah. Took it upstairs.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's how you get pudding off of stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I was not part of that.
Yeah, take it all apart, clean it, put it all back together.
You guys make all your music videos yourselves?
Sorta. We got somebody to help film it and things like that.
Yeah, but for the most part, conceptually, it's our idea. We storyboard it. We, we bring somebody in to help us film it, but we do all the editing and piece it all together ourselves. So, about 85% of it, 90% of it is us.
How many videos have you guys made so far? It seems like there's a pretty good catalog.
Huge shit.
Yeah. Well, this is the first album that we've done 2 videos for the album.
Well, we did a bunch of the quips and like.
Oh, that's true.
There's
Yeah.
a few times where we just like kind of pooped out videos that were just, hey, let's do this really quick.
You kind of pooped them out.
Yeah. Nick's like, hang on a second, let me take my pants off. We're like,
What about the video for 2A? Isn't that why you got canceled?
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was that one a poop, or was that like a short poop or a long poop?
Well, that was one we wanted to do. We got invited to this shooting festival, which turns out to be an annual thing, and we're going to do it again this year. And I saw it as a perfect example to shoot the video. And we went down to the range, and we were all shooting our guns and stuff like that. And there's nothing bad about it. It's just we released it the same weekend that there was a shooting in Ankrom and a whole bunch of protests and all that shit was happening. So it's just like either really bad timing or really good timing, depending on how you look at it.
Either way, nobody's going to be happy.
Yeah,
Everybody's
there's a lot of
miserable
people-
regardless, so
Oh,
you guys can't have
please.
too much of an effect on it.
Yeah. Oh, my pearls.
So.
Well, there's that other one in Texas where that guy shot up those kids
Yeah.
in school, Uvalde. That was pretty bad timing for that one.
Yeah, there's always something going on, and the news goes out of their way to make sure you know about all of it. It's like we need to sensationalize all these shootings all the time to glorify these situations in a lot of ways in such a disgusting manner. And that's one of the songs we wrote about is the shootings that happen and the way that the media's got to like pounce on it and find every little detail. And it's just like, if we stop doing this, they get rid of the whole incentive in the first place. We'll probably be better off, because I'm okay with never having another mass shooting ever again. And I would like that
absolutely.
to stop,
Yeah, 100%.
So I always equate it to like back in like the 70s, there used to be this trend of people doing this thing called streaking.
Oh yeah.
It's basically where you get naked and you run onto a sporting event's playing field and run around and see how long before they catch you. And they used to televise it, and the punishment you'd get of like fines and jail time and all that kind of stuff was nothing compared to the glory that you received for doing that. You were a legend. You can go into any bar and not have to buy a beer because you were naked on a baseball game, And then they stopped televising it, and now it's not as common of a pastime. And it's weird how those two things relate. It's like you take the fame and fortune away from the event, and all of a sudden there's no incentive to do it. There's only the downside. So it's like, here we are glorifying all these mass shooters and wanting to know everything about their life and their family and all this stuff. It's like,
And I just want to run around naked.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just think if all mass shooters were streakers instead.
Yeah. Or we shot all streakers like they were mass shooters. Just, oh, we gotta
That
clean
went
the mess.
dark quick.
Just gotta clean the mess of the center field now. Jeez. That's a good shot, though.
Are you guys Browns fans?
Yeah?
Do they fucking suck?
No? Maybe?
Yeah, sometimes.
What was it like filming the music video for Fourth Down at the snowy tailgate there?
That was awesome. We got some press coverage and everything. I happened to be there when one of those news stations, the 3-letter networks, was interviewing it, and it got me on TV, like, to tell, yeah, we want to make fun of this situation because that's all we do with everything, make fun of things. They're just like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna take you seriously because I'm the news. Like,
I gotta give Browns fans credit that they sure They sure made lemonade out of a rotting lemon situation, you know. So and it was literally 0 degrees outside Fahrenheit.
Negative 15 wind chill.
I can tell how cold
It
it was just
was
from
cold.
watching it. I was getting fucking chills watching it.
It was weird because like we're singing when you normally do vocals, you get a big breath of air and out comes noise. But when it's so cold, the breath of air that you get has so much less air in it that I was like, rah! Where's the rest of it? Like I was like, it was like short of breath the whole time, even though like I wasn't working out or doing anything extraneous. It's just you don't have.
It was
air.
so cold we couldn't bring our instruments, so we backtracked it off of a generator in our PA system, and we just did the vocals.
It was just karaoke with
It
we
was
had
like
like
karaoke
inflatable
of our own
instruments.
song. Yeah, with inflatable instruments that we were playing. But even that, we almost didn't get the generator started.
Yeah,
It was so
the
cold.
fuel line had frozen up on it. And
Yeah.
remember that night? I was trying to get it started, and you went and bought a can of starting fluid, and you came back, and I shot it in there and pulled the ripcord, and it's like, whoof, this friggin' torch came flying out of the exhaust and caught that box on fire. Remember that? So I was like, that fuel line's froze. And when we dragged it in the house, and I was like, hey, honey, can I borrow your hair dryer? She's like, sure, what's going on? And I just started heating up the fuel line and just defrosted it and pulled it back outside. And one pull, wham, we were in business.
Yep.
But man, it was so cold that a little bit of moisture in that fuel line just, in the fuel just froze up in there.
Luckily, we didn't have any problems at the event. But it was like 2 hours, almost like 3 hours of waiting for like 5 minutes of parade. It was just like once it got going, it was just like everybody got to see like 10 seconds of the songs. We just right through.
I'm surprised as many people showed up.
Yeah, it was
To be honest, even as cold as it was.
drunk people trying to take my microphone. Like, oh yeah, what you need to say something important, really? I don't want to kick them, but it's like, get off of my stage.
It's not bad if you only kick 1 or 2 people. You can't just make like a habit out of it, I guess. 1 or 2 kicks.
I'm pretty
is
sure
fine.
you had to have at least some alcohol in your system to be able to tolerate that situation there. I mean, that's one thing. It's like if a lot of people like drink and watch football, and the Browns are a good excuse to drink when they're watching football.
Yeah.
But
They make me drink when I'm not watching them. Just thinking about the Browns makes me want to have a fucking beer or 12.
the funny thing is, the funny thing is when we did that song, like I wrote it as about something completely different. It's about like trying to hook up with a chick and she's not getting back to you, and it's just like, give up here. It's time to punt it. You know.
Yeah.
Give you 3 chances and it's a 3 and out. Sorry.
Football was the analogy to
You just want to kick
texting,
something.
texting back and forth,
and then
trying to hook up.
And then the Browns laid an egg, and then we just changed all the lyrics to be about the Browns and did that video, and that was a lot of fun. Going back in the studio, and Noah still had all the tracks, and we just erased all the vocals and redid it, and then when he erased all the vocals, gave us a cut for the karaoke version, and then we had recorded all the vocals again, recorded all the new lyrics. So that was fun.
When are you guys going to cover another Christmas classic?
We talked about it and we tried a couple. Like none are gonna come out as good as like 12 Days of Christmas or
Sequel's never as good as the original.
Yeah, right. We did all the good ones already. The best one we did was when we opened up for Polka Dot Cadaver when they released their Christmas EP, and I came out wearing a Christmas sweater and covered Silent Night on the kazoo with like a 5-minute kazoo solo in the middle. While they had a fan and they ripped open a beanbag and were throwing the beanbag guts in the fan, and it looked like snow. And so they were like throwing fake snow on me while I'm on this like improv jazz solo in the middle of Silent Night on a kazoo. And we have video of it, and then the camera cut off because the camera only records so much video, and we set it up before we set up and had it rolling the whole time we were set up. So it got our whole setup in the beginning of the set, and then stopped and reset it, and then it started over, and we never got the full version of that, and I'm really pissed about that because that was glorious. I don't know that I'll ever be able to reproduce that, but there's a few on YouTube that we recorded little shorts of Silent Night, where we were like, Joe's just
Yeah,
playing
that was the
piano,
one on YouTube. That was fucking awesome.
where Nick was hiding behind the tree. And
Yeah, with the mask. Yeah, that was awesome.
we had all that set up, and then we did a couple of our quips when we were at it. I forget which one we did. Which one would you do?
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
Was one of them.
Yeah.
Where you were trying to tell me the playoff situation for the.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that
yeah.
one too. Yeah.
Which
There
I
was
still
some-
don't understand to this day.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
did We Don't Care That Much.
Yep, we don't care that much.
Yeah. That's a classic. That's been our closer for a little while. That's always fun. Like, you guys want to hear one more? We don't care that much.
Good night.
Well, what's your shortest song then? How long is that? How long does it take
It's
to
pretty
play?
close to
Puns
it.
are fun.
Puns are
Puns are
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, puns are fun is the shortest one.
Yeah, we're gonna probably try to break the record next time around. We'll figure something out.
I think Napalm Death's got the shortest song. I really do.
What's that one?
I think it's just brah or something like that. I forget what it is.
Yeah, it's fast. They're coming to town
Literally.
soon.
Yep. And I'm gonna miss
Cool.
it.
I don't know. I might.
How do you guys feel about big corporate music festivals?
Book us. I love music festivals in general, but like, there's some out there where it's like I don't care about any of the bands, but like, I like being at music festivals. I enjoy that atmosphere all the time. So even like when they're doing Rock on the Range or Sonic Temple or those kind of things around here, I would go down there for that. Even though like half the bands I didn't even really care about. Sometimes you're there all day to see like two bands you wanted to see. Just sucks that one's playing at 11 in the morning and the other one's playing at like midnight. And then there's like all that time in
They know
between.
they gotcha. They did it on purpose.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I don't
oh
know.
my god, I do not want to watch Hollywood Undead. I do not want to watch.
Nobody wants to watch
Yeah.
Hollywood Undead.
Yeah.
Even their fans are like, why do we listen to this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
I mean,
trying to remember who else
it
was on
kind of
it,
is
like-
what it is. It's just like most people know what they're getting into at the time, and for some people that is their big concert moment of the year. You know,
Yeah.
For me personally, I learned a long time ago that the smaller venue shows are the most intimate and the most
Yeah.
fun, and the ones that I appreciate the most. But that's not for everybody, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the one I referenced, we went to go see A Perfect Circle, and we were going to go see A Perfect Circle to drive 2 hours either to go see him in Pittsburgh or Columbus, but in Pittsburgh it would have just been A Perfect Circle, but to go see him play Rock on the Range, you get all those bands for the same price. So it's just like, well, fuck it, let's go to that. And it's like I show up early and see Red Fang, and then like every other band sucked.
Mhm.
And then Perfect Circle, okay, cool, and it's the same set, so like it wouldn't have mattered, you know.
You know, and the flip side is, like, I was fortunate enough to see, like, 9 Inch Nails. I always say this, the best show I ever saw at the Agora was 9 Inch Nails on the Downward Spiral tour. I was in high school when that came out, and it's awesome, but it's just like 9 Inch Nails will never play in the Agora again, and I kind of feel like I'd just be chasing the dragon. I was glad to see him in that intimate of a setting, you know, but it's like you get into the stadium stuff, and I don't know. It gets questionable after that for me personally.
Sometimes seeing bands that blossom, especially if you're on the lawn, where it's just kind of like, am I really watching this show, or is it just kind of happening and I'm just back here, you know?
Yeah.
But
if you got to bring a TV screen so all of your audience can watch you perform, it's just like
yeah, that's sincerely. I've been at a couple shows where I'm like, I'm watching this guy on the screen.
I'm
like,
looking
what's
at the
fucking
screen
point?
more than the band playing. It's like
there's more to it there. I like getting lost in the crowd too. So it's like bigger crowd, you get lost easier, and it's just like I just wander this way. I don't care who's around me.
You move your head around like that when you're doing it, when you're walking
I'll
through.
get through the crowd.
Mhm.
Whipping with your hair.
Yeah. Dude, I saw Soundgarden at Rock on the Range a few years ago, and like they were like a bucket list band for me. I've always wanted to see them and whatnot. And there was this group of like young girls who were crowd surfing the whole show, and they kept using me as a landmark to come back and find each other. So they'd all go up and go crowd surfing, and then they all meet up by me because I stuck out like a sore thumb. I'm taller than everyone, got these dreadlocks, So they kept using me as a landmark, and like at the end of the show, they're just like, "Hey, thanks," and I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about?" Like, "Yeah, we kept meeting up by you the whole time." Like, what? Like, that's weird. You're welcome, I guess. So yeah, I stick out like a sore thumb a lot of times at shows, but
It's like picking out a tree. Let's meet
Yeah.
at the tree.
let's meet up this tree. Go stand by that guy. That's where we were, is by that guy.
Well, do you guys have any shows coming up?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Well, we're releasing the album October 7th
Yeah.
at the Foundry.
The canceled release show.
That's
It's not canceled.
That's definitely happening.
It's definitely happening.
Yeah. It's the canceled release show that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
'Cause the album is canceled. So, but it's definitely happening.
Yeah.
So that will be with our friends Mr. Denton on Doomsday from Lansing, Michigan, and our friends Psycho Plantation, and we got Ghost Hello to play with us, which I really like them, and I'm really happy that they were able to play the show. So that's happening. Then we're going with our friends Mr. Denton from Doomsday up to Lansing on October 8th. So we'll be up there. A week later, then we're out in Buffalo, and on the way back heading up Erie. So we'll be at Stamps in Buffalo with our friends the Dreadnecks and Yellow Sauce, and then we're playing Erie, probably with Ish, probably with the Ice Cream Socialist.
Hopefully.
All right, these guys get around. Check them out at your favorite venue. I'm Paul Goon. They are something involving a monkey. That was 13 minutes. Don't you fucking dare.